Hey, this is Denton Guam here with the Dare Network, and today we're going to talk about buydowns. What are they? How do they work? What are the pros? What are the cons? And is it right for you? All right, so let's jump in. What is a buydown and why is that important today? Well, I'm sure if you're looking at real estate today, you know interest rates have been a little bit volatile. They've gone up, they've gone down. Recently they've been up. They have been coming down a little bit. But what a lot of our clients are trying to figure out is how can they get into a house that lowers their payment or even lowers their interest rate? And that's where the buy down comes in place. So let me explain really quickly what a buy down is. With a lender, you can buy down your interest rate. So for example, if rates today are at a 7% interest rate, as an example, you can buy it down in the first 2 years, the first 3 years, almost a point apiece. So year 1, it could be 4%. Year 5, it could be 5%. Year 3, it could be 6%, and then eventually it adjusts up to 7. Of course, it stops at 7. If it's a 2-1 buy down, the first year it could be 5%, the second year it could be 6%, and then it adjusts in that third year to 7, and again stays there. Now, why is that important? Well, it helps a lot of people to get into a property today at that lower interest rate for the first 12 months, the next 12 months, and it's a good way to kind of lessen the blow of those high interest rates today. Now, at the end of this video, we'll talk about if it's right for you or not. But let's kind of keep going. Now, let's go a little deeper on how does it work. A lot of people ask, well, that sounds too good to be true, Denton. Well, maybe, but what it is prepaid interest, okay? Prepaid interest, I want you to write that down. So again, for easy numbers, if the interest paid in on the first year of the loan is $5,000, and we do a 2-year buy down, right? That'd be prepaid interest of $10,000. That's how we lower your interest rate. Okay, that's how we lower your payments. But the question is, who's going to pay for that $10,000? Now, there's a multitude of ways to do that, right? Let me give you a couple of them. One, we have the seller pay for it, right? That's the great way. We do what's called a seller contribution, where the seller contributes to your closing costs $10,000. And we buy down the interest rate. Therefore, for the first 24 months, you get that lower interest rate. Another way is you could pay for it. Half of it could be paid for you, half of it could be paid for the seller. The third is we could get lender credits. We could have the lender take some of that cost, right? So you can get into that house at a lower payment. So that's essentially how it works. It's prepaid interest. Now, one little caveat, don't want to go down a rabbit hole. You can refi at any point in time. So let's go down this again. Interest rates are 7, first year, we go down to 5, second year, we go down to 6, but let's say in that second year, rates drop below 6%, right? Well, why would you want a rate of 6? You can refi out of that loan to the lower rate, right? Second thing, people always ask, what happens to that extra interest we paid, that $10,000 that we prepaid? You get to take that with you. So let's say second year, you refi, you have $5,000 already paid in advance, you get that, take that with you to the new loan. It's an absolutely awesome program. All right, so let's talk about pros and cons. Well, I think we already talked about all the pros. You get a lower interest rate, you can have somebody else pay for it. So what are the cons? Well, one, if you do this, you do still have to get qualified at that higher interest rate on the payment, right? So 7%, you buy a house at whatever budget is, you still have to qualify for that higher payment. So some people think they can get more house, which could be the case, but at the end of the day, you still have to qualify for that more house. Second, if interest rates do drop, you still have to refi, and there could be some cost there. So I want to make sure you understand, yes, you can refi out of that first loan into the more fixed loan, but there would be some cost. Now, at the end of the day, the question is this program for you and your family? And the short answer is, I don't know. I would have to talk to you. What I'd want to know is the big game plan. What do you want to do 3 years, 5 years from now? A lot of our clients that do choose this loan is because maybe they're starting a business and they want to keep that money to reinvest in their business and not necessarily go towards all of their mortgage payment, if that makes sense. Others, because they have a certain budget they want to stay in for 2 years and they're getting a big bonus in 2 years, or they're going to be selling something in 2 years and then they can afford the full payment. So it really is specific to your case, and I'd love to talk to you about it. Feel free to reach out to us, email us, or call us, and we'll find out if the buy down is good for you and your family. Again, I'm Denton Guam with the Dare Network. Thank you so much. I look forward to speaking with you.